Hi, we are Team Samr and I'm Samia, joined by my teammate Amsh. Today we will be delivering a presentation on Venomoly, which is a new perspective on anomaly detection, a method for detecting fraudulent bank transactions. So I will begin by talking about the methods and challenges pertaining fraudulent bank transactions. So the process in itself consists of three main stages. The first one being placement, layering, and then integration. Placement is when the funds illegally enter into the financial system. Layering is when they move around and conversions take place. And integration is finally when they legally enter the economy. So some of the common methods by which this takes place, I will be talking about the first two. One is through consulting firms and law firms, and then the other is through gold, because this requires the cash conversion to be deposited in bank accounts. And the challenges would be depositing and receiving large amounts of cash on a single account, on many checks, and the movements of funds through various accounts could be even using offshore bank accounts, and high volume of transactions in a short period of time, transfer of large amounts of money and cash deposits into cash accounts. So what is anomaly detection? Now, anomaly detection is a common technique that a lot of banking industries use to combat this issue. So what exactly is it? Anomaly detection is a step in data mining that identifies several data points, events, and observations that deviate from a data set's normal behavior. Anomalous data can indicate critical incidents such as a technical glitch or fraudulent bank transactions. Machine learning has also been a key technology used by researchers and businesses to autonomously flag anomalies in data points.
Thank you so much, Samir, for this wonderful explanation. So, what is our problem statement here? Well, our problem statement is given a data set of bank transactions, can we reliably flag the possible fraudulent transaction in them? Well, we would like to introduce renomaly. So, what is renomaly? Renomaly is an isolation forest based algorithm which is unsupervised, and it takes a new approach, which instead of just considering the sums of money that are being moved around, it considers stuff such as the account type that's sending the money, the market category where the account holder belongs to, and finally, whether or not the account holder has multiple accounts. This allows us to establish a clearer relationship between the creditor and debtor and be able to extract more meaningful possible fraud detections rather than just using sums of money as our way of detecting fraud. So if we look at our data set, we can notice that most amounts that are being sent are in small amounts, while larger amounts tend to be very rare, while most of our transactions are payments rather than being transfers. Now, using our Renomaly, we found that most suspicious activities comes from creditors who are lawyers, and this confirms our earlier hypotheses, where like we said that law firms are one of the main ways by which fraudulent transactions can be handled. And if we look at the creditors or the people receiving the money, it usually comes down to being to lawyers, distilleries, or cafes. And cafes are a very plausible front for money laundering because it's a very nice way for drug dealers and other illicit people in illicit businesses to launder their money as profits from the cafe. And if we look at Renomaly, Renomaly does not put a big focus on the sums of money being moved around, like we said. However, it puts a focus on the volume of transactions that each user do. So high volume of transactions are usually what anomaly flags as being fraudulent. As a, we'd like to conclude by saying that Renomaly is just a different approach on how to do anomaly detection. We do not consider sums of money. We actually consider other stuff that is usually getting discarded from data sets. We hope you like our idea. We appreciate you for joining our presentation. Thank you and have a nice day.